Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. In today's video we will be discussing Ben Simmons and his struggles to start off the NBA season. So yet again I'm doing another NBA video. Thank you so much for the support on the last couple. I will link them both down in the description and you can also check them out on my channel. So without further ado, let's get started on this video. Like I said, today's discussion will be Ben Simmons. And why he's not performing to the level that we thought he was going to. He's been a three-time All-Star, All-NBA third team, two-time NBA All-Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year in 2018, NBA Rookie First Team, a steals leader, and has many other accomplishments as well. In 2017, he played 81 games and averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block on the 76ers. So obviously he was not a good three-point shooter at all. He didn't attempt a three at all in his first or second season. In his second season, he averaged 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block a game. So still very good stats. And still played 79 games. And then in his third season with the Sixers' third full season, after really his rookie season, he played 57 games with them, had averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. So he's been pretty much the same in terms of stats his entire career. He's averaged about 16 to 17 points and 8 rebounds and 8 assists, which is really solid. But everyone was always expecting him to make that next jump. He was getting compared to players like LeBron with his passing ability and his height and his body structure as well, how he's kind of like a point forward. However, he has never really been able to put together any type of offensive game. His offense basically relies on a lot of just driving to the rim. He's not that great of a finisher either. He's very athletic and like 6'11", so he can dunk over a lot of players. However, that's obviously not enough in the NBA. For a comparison, Giannis also had a similar type of game when he first came into the league. Obviously, he's been in the league longer than Ben Simmons. He's been in the league since 2013. In his first season, he averaged 7 points. Ben Simmons averaged about 16 in his first season. Second season, he averaged 13, then 17, then 23, then 27, 28, 30, 28, 30. And this season, he's averaging 34 points right now with only 6 games in. But last season, he averaged 30. This season, he could and probably will very well average 30. And he's obviously a 2-time MVP. So at the beginning of his career, Giannis was much worse than Ben Simmons compared to each other's beginning of their careers, and Giannis relied a lot on his athleticism and his driving because he did not have a good jump shot. He didn't really have any type of offensive game similar to Ben Simmons. So honestly, just dunking and finishing at the rim was his only go-to. In addition, Ben Simmons was a much better ball handler and still is a much better passer than Giannis. But when Giannis first came into the league, his ball handling and passing were terrible, especially compared to Ben Simmons. However, obviously Giannis turned it around. Started off slow into his career after 7 points his first season, but became a back-to-back MVP. So why hasn't Ben Simmons done that? I think that Giannis is much more ferocious and wants to, be the best and play his all every single game, whereas Ben Simmons kind of is, not as enthusiastic, it seems like, to play and doesn't really care much at times about playing and doing well and playing his absolute best. This kind of brings me to what I wanted to discuss, which was Ben Simmons' terrible start to the season thus far. He is currently averaging in 6 games, 6 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists with 1 steal and 1 block again. Ben Simmons just does not look at the rim. He looks to get other people involved, and I'll put a couple of clips up here, but he just doesn't like to shoot, I guess. He practices it. We see it all the time in the off season. He practices it, and I'm sure he practices it all the time at practice. I don't know if it's a a mindset of his that he just doesn't want to shoot because he doesn't want to miss, or what it is, but this has gone on for a very long time. It's not that Ben Simmons doesn't not only attempt threes, because if that was the case, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. A lot of players don't attempt a lot of three-pointers, but they're really good with the mid-range. Like Giannis, he is a lot better at the three-pointer, but he's really good at the mid-range. But Ben Simmons isn't even good at the mid-range, and forget about the mid-range, he's also not even that great at just trying to score at all. He's always deferring to his teammates, and I think that's not very good for him. However, I do think that the Nets are also at fault for this. So with the 76ers, he had the ball in his hands a lot. He was obviously their point guard, and the more you have the ball in your hands, the more you're kind of forced to shoot and make plays, and that's why he averaged anywhere between 14 and 17 points a game in his 4 seasons with the 76ers, right? However, with the Nets, he obviously has Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant on his team, two superstars that are ball dominant, especially Kyrie Irving, not so much KD. He can play a lot off the ball, but Kyrie is very ball dominant. And also the way he's being played under Steve Nash's system is more so where he kind of has to defer to his teammates and is not expected to take a lot of shots, which I guess he's happy with because he doesn't take them at all anyways. So it might be a problem with the system as well, why he started off slow. It's completely different than what he's used to at the 76ers. And also, in addition to the system, it just seems like Ben Simmons hasn't played basketball in a year. I know that obviously last season he missed the whole year, and a lot of players miss a year or years of playing basketball. Klay Thompson had back-to-back season-ending injuries 2 seasons in a row, and obviously he looks like he can still play basketball. Whereas with Ben Simmons, it looks like he's been kind of training, but from what I've seen and from everyone is really talking about, it seems like he just kind of started playing basketball again after almost 2 seasons of not playing at all, which is obviously unacceptable. He's an NBA player, that's what he's paid to do, so he should practice constantly, especially when he misses an entire year. He should be fighting to get back to being an all-star like he was for 3 seasons. But again, this kind of comes back to the comparison between him and Giannis and kind of Ben Simmons' mindset. So he doesn't seem to be the type to want to be, the best and kind of go and get, MVPs and all-star games, whereas all-star appearances and all-star MVPs and get to the finals and win a championship, whereas Giannis, that's all he thinks about, that's all he does. And not even just Giannis, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, those types of players where all they want to do is succeed and play at the best and be the best, whereas Ben Simmons is okay just being a role player on a team like the Nets where he's deferring to his teammates. I think that's his biggest problem, that mindset that he has. And also just the lack of playing basketball like the last almost 2 seasons for him, like I mentioned, is really making his performance quite terrible for the Brooklyn Nets. After saying all this, we have to take into consideration that it has only been 6 games into the season. A lot of things can change. Like I said, the system that he's in, he's brand new into the system. He didn't play last year at all for the Brooklyn Nets, and watching versus playing was a big difference. and the Brooklyn Nets team has kind of changed as well. So maybe his role from what he expected to be in last year is much different this year due to the team changes. So all of that could have an impact on Ben Simmons. Like I said, the system is very new to him. It's only been 6 games, so he could completely just turn it around and prove everyone talking negatively about him wrong and criticizing him. He could prove all of them wrong, including me wrong. That's all I have to say. That's the end of this video. Sorry, I went on kind of a rant about Ben Simmons. It's just that obviously I want to see him succeed a lot more than, you know, a lot of other players, because I have genuine interest from him, of him, and have had interest since day one of his career. Since coming into the NBA, I've had high hopes for him and would love to see him succeed and be at the level that I believe he is capable of, and believe his skills make him capable of being at. But that's going to do it for this video. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And comment down below what you think I should make a video on next. And I will see you next time. Peace.